Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Broken Brand. And today we're just going to talk real quick about the future and the legacy of digital accounts and where they go and what happens to them after you're no longer here. It was confirmed by a user that reached out to Valve support about willing their Steam account to someone in their will. And according to tech support, to their support staff, they said, I regret to inform you that your Steam account cannot be transferred via a will. Now, what does this mean in the long term, in the big term? This is something that really hasn't come up a lot because digital catalogs are so new. And I'm not talking just Steam, but maybe movie catalogs, audio catalogs, digital accounts that we've been creating digital accounts for. And we've got a huge library of videos, TV, movies, games, albums, and all this other stuff that we've done. But now, all of a sudden, the unfortunate happens, we pass away. And can we give that, will that to someone else? Well, according to them, according to Valve, you cannot, but there are ways around it. And there are two major ways around it. And this also reinforces what I've come to regret doing, and that is getting rid of a lot of my physical media and digitizing them and just keeping with my online catalog. But I am now going back and getting things. I didn't do that with video games for the most part, especially with my Switch. If I can get a physical copy of a Switch game, I'm going to get the physical copy, even if it's more than just the digital only, because of something like this. And this is, I'm buying my Blu-rays back. I'm slowly building my library back up. I've gotten rid of tons of movies over the years because I had digital copies. I was trying to minimize my shelf space, so to speak. And now the two major ways around this is, like I said, having the physical media. That's a way around this. And the second is just giving your login credentials to someone. They can log in and after a time change the email address, change the username, things like that. But this is something that's going to have to be addressed eventually legally, because technically you purchased it and by all rights you own it, which means you should be able to pass that ownership on to your next of kin. And it's never been really addressed. And I foresee something like Valve and Voodoo and Movies Anywhere and Spotify and other things going, oh, we're going to put like a year limit. 75 years, boom, that should be enough. That account can be active only 75 years. If it's longer than that, it is very unlikely that it's the same person that started the account. I feel they'll put that action in place to prevent continued passing accounts and things like that. Something to that nature, because you can't do geolock because people move and do other things and people travel and log in, so you can't do it by geographical IP. So that's my theory on how that's going to work. However, I don't know what that'll be. But personally, I think this is something that's going to have to be addressed soon, probably within the next 20 years. It's going to have to be defined, and people are going to have to go to court to get this mandated to, yes, this is physical media. This isn't physical media, but it is purchased and it is ownership, and that count should be allowed to pass on to anyone. And there's a lot of people that I've read that have been like, well, it doesn't matter. You're dead. What do you care? You know. Well, true. Uh, when I pass away, I I don't think I'm going to be in heaven worried if my kids have access to my Voodoo account and my Steam account. I'm not. But I do want them to have it because I put a lot of time, a lot of money into it, and this is something that should be able to be passed on. However, this seems like it's going to be one of those things. It's just going to have to be fought out legally because there's no other way around it. We're going to have to start these legal battles here. And I did last year, actually, probably for the last 2 years, there was an issue with my video account. Like, I could not view anything via web browser. And it was beyond frustrating because I watch 90% of what I would have in my digital account on my computer. I do watch it on my TV a lot, but 90% on my computer. And I was like, okay, they kept trying to fix it. It's no, it's you, it's you, it's you, it's you. I was like, okay. I even sent them a video of me opening a brand new Chromebook. Never turned on before by anybody. Opened it, set it up, logged into a browser. Boom, same problem exists. I said it's not me, it's my account, and they transferred. They said set up another account with another email address. And we'll transfer your catalog over. I said that's annoying because I've got all my TVs logged into it, and I was like, fine, whatever, let's do it. And even during that process, only half my catalog of movies and about a tenth of my TV shows transferred. They're like, oh no, it's done. It's transferred. I'm like, nope. Let's look at those numbers again. It's not transferred. And I finally just said, forget it. And I just won't watch them on my computer. I'll just watch them on my TV. Because, I mean, my Voodoo catalog is quite extensive. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I mean, let's pull it up. I mean, I've got 2,200 movies and 767 shows, and I'm continuing to add more to it just when things go on sale. But I mean, if I can't get access to half that when I paid for it and I'm still alive, that was annoying. So I was very upset about that. So that happens, and transferring accounts is just one of those things that you're like, wow, I can't believe that. Well, it is. It's true. And I don't think the transferring to a different account is going to be a viable option. It's going to mess up. You need to maintain control of the original account. So this is just going to be something that we're going to have to see in the future. It's going to get addressed. We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to see what goes on. Because honestly, I don't see a good situation except for them acknowledging the fact that this is right and you can transfer your catalog, because in their eyes, it's assigned to that one user, but I can pass down all my physical games and physical media to my kids. But in the digital catalog world, such as Steam and Voodoo, it benefits them not to, because then this new user, if they want access to that stuff that you had access to, they're going to have to purchase it again, meaning more money for them. So for them, they don't want this to happen because it means continued sales and getting that stuff that you used to play with your parents' account and things like that, or watch or listen to. Now you're going to have to repurchase it again. More money for them. And it's not like there's going to be like mega accounts that just happen, get passed down for generations. I don't know. Digital accounts didn't exist 20 years ago. Heck, they barely existed 10 years ago. So this is just new frontier that we're finally coming up to that point where our new technological advances with cloud-based systems are meeting real-world issues, and we're just going to have to see how it turns out. And honestly, I don't know the answer. I know what it should be, but we'll just have to keep our eye on it and just keep asking, and we'll see what happens. So until then, until we get an update, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.